Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Mama Brosie, how's it going?
Awesome. Hey.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm great.
thanks for joining us.
Good.
So I think we'll just hold out here for a couple minutes, and then we can go ahead and get started, Carrie. So
Okay.
let me just double check. There we go. Mama Brosie, where are you connecting from today?
I live in Georgia.
Oh.
Georgia. All right.
Yeah, a little southwest of Atlanta, actually, in Austell, Georgia, Cobb County.
Have you started drinking ketones? Have you placed an order yet?
I placed an order and I have not received it yet, so I
Okay.
can't wait to get started.
Okay. And did you first hear of ketones through Carrie?
I did from TikTok. I follow her on TikTok, so
Okay, awesome.
Awesome. Well,
She's not funny at all or anything like that.
never.
Yeah.
You know, have a bad day, just open up some Carrie TikTok.
That's what I know. I said to Carrie so often, I'm like, do you just ever want to just giggle? Like, just do your giggle, like, and just put that out there. She's like, I did once. I did that once.
Where I couldn't get the joke out. I literally laughed through the whole video and I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to post it.
It was perfect.
That's awesome.
The reason I'm Mama Brosie is I normally do Zoom calls with my children, and I forgot I left the name up there. So
that's okay.
my first name is Dana.
Dana. Okay,
Hi,
nice
Dana.
to meet you, Dana. I'm Erica.
Dana, I'm Bill.
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, you too. We're up in Wisconsin along with Maddie and Brendan. I'll let them say hi here.
Hi,
And then
Dana.
we've got some other guests with us that are down in Florida, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Awesome.
Hey, Dana. I'm Josh. This is my wife. We call her Dre. Her name is actually Andrea, but I got confused and nervous when we started dating and couldn't get it out right. So Dre stuck, and 20 years later, she's still Dre.
I
Well,
love it.
We're from
Love it.
Wisconsin, also live in Florida now for the last almost 4 years. So happy to be on.
Well, listen, why don't I, so there may be more people that jump on. And so Dana, you're going to get the undivided attention from everyone. So any questions that you might have about drinking ketones, certainly this would be a really good opportunity for you. I kind of feel like since this is a Carrie Coffey kind of TikTok audience, ketone information session that, I don't know, Carrie, I kind of feel like, and I am recording this for other people that request to see it. Maybe you could just start us off with a little joke.
Well, I'm gonna have to just go with the one I know the best. What do you call a nun in a wheelchair? Virgin Mobile. I don't care what nobody says. That's always gonna be funny.
Love it. Love it.
I love it. Oh, that was so good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, Dana, honestly, this is totally informal. You know, Carrie's just started drinking ketones herself a couple of weeks ago. She's having an amazing experience. A lot of people are asking her questions like, how does it work and what does it do? And so she had asked us if we could just set up an informal session like this. Erica and I have been drinking ketones for about 20 months. We were introduced to ketones by our friends Maddie and Brendan on the call, so they've been drinking a little bit longer than us. And we have all been benefiting from the fact that we've been connected to Josh and Dre, who've been drinking ketones for about 6 years now. So they have a tremendous amount of experience, but we all have been on this journey together and have learned a lot. And a lot of times people have questions like, what the heck is this? And what does it do? And how does it work? And why every time I drink it, do I feel amazing? And what is it doing to me? And so no question is a dumb question. We want to make sure that as you start your journey that, you know, you kind of know what to expect, some do's and don'ts, some tips and tricks. And maybe just by way of just kind of kicking this off, just because personally, I like hearing Josh's experience and how he got started. Josh, would you mind just maybe sharing a little bit about your journey so far?
No, I would be happy to, but first I'm just dying because we haven't circled back. If you don't mind, I don't want to put you on the spot, Carrie, but I'm curious to hear like how it's been for you so far and what you're loving the best. And I know you guys probably talked, but I haven't had a chance. And it's my favorite part of doing this is getting to hear what people are loving in the experience. So if you'd start us with that, then I'd be happy to jump in and share a little bit too about our experience.
Well, at first, I feel like as I was just learning, I didn't really know what the hell I was doing. I diluted my ketones way too much, and of course, I wasn't getting the full effect. So I think that halfway through my first week, or even a little bit farther into my halfway of my first week, that's when I realized, hey, I'm doing this wrong and all that. But as soon as I did that, like, I was in here at my house. I had so much energy. I felt like a crackhead trying to clean my house, spring cleaning. And I didn't know what, I was like, I don't know what is wrong with me. And I didn't really understand whether or not it was the ketones or not, or if I just got some crazy burst of energy. But then I started, every day that I drank it more and more, I was like, no, this is the ketones doing this. And so far, the amount of energy that I've had is ridiculous, because my little child, he's 8 years old, he wants to run me ragged. And the other day I looked at him, I said, you want to run me ragged, little boy? I said, let's go. And so now, of course, he's almost kind of scared of me. But that's beside the point. He's now got somebody that wants to go, wants to play, you know what I'm saying? But I've also, one of the things I experienced so far is that I still have the NyQuil sitting over here beside my bed. I have to take NyQuil on a daily basis or I can't sleep. And it was possibly about 4 days into the ketones. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like I need to take it. Because I don't know. It just made me, I guess my body was just going into a cycle of, hey, it's time to go to bed. So I guess it did. I don't know. I feel like it had something to do with the ketones. It might not have. As like I said, I'm still learning about what's going on. But so far, my experience has been great. I'm enjoying the energy that I got and the appetite curve that I have, because I can eat all day long while I'm working, like literally all day long. And I just ain't wanted to at all. So that's also, it's been great so far. I like it.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. I like too how I just like how like authentic you are. You're like, I don't know if it's even this stuff, but this is how I'm feeling. Like cautiously optimistic, a little skeptical. Like that's great, right? I mean, you're willing to try it, and I love how you're taking your audience and your people that follow you kind of on the journey with you, instead of like trying to position it or sell it. It's just like, here's what I'm doing, come check it out, and we kind of all get to experience it with you. So I appreciate you sharing it in that way. That's super helpful and awesome. It's true. We found ketones a little over 6 years. Well, actually, I found ketones a little over 6 years ago. I get to take all the credit, and I'll tell you why in a second. I was 130 pounds heavier than I am today. I had been through some difficulties with some businesses and some different things, and was working in a bar business to support my family. We also have 2 boys, Alex and Max, who are 10 and 14. By the time I guess we're 6 and 8. And
4 and 8.
Okay, don't count my math for me. And I was overweight, I was depressed, I was medicating with alcohol and just trying to kind of get by. But honestly, to say I was hanging in there would have been a massive exaggeration. And one day I don't know, it was very strange, but I just had this like epiphany, like, God, I hope my kids are nothing like me. And it was like the hardest moment for me ever, but also turned out to be the best moment, because I just knew like I had to start doing something. I didn't know what, but I was going to do something different. And I heard about the keto diet. I'm like, oh, you get to eat bacon and sausage. I'm like, that seems interesting. So I started there. I found out really quickly that I wasn't very good at it, at least not doing it well enough or for long enough to really get any real momentum. And it was just another thing I had tried. And then a friend said, you should try drinking ketones. And I thought, well, heck, I can do that. And so I bought some, brought them home, and my lovely wife, I don't know the nice way of saying this, pooped all over me, wasn't too happy, said I was spending money we didn't have and this wasn't going to work. And it just wasn't the encouragement I was hoping for. But I started drinking them, and literally within like the second day, like I had energy. I was up, I was playing with the kids, I was doing stuff. I imagine she probably wondered who was living in her house, because that wasn't the norm for me, for sure. And even before like all the weight started falling off, like I just started having a completely different experience. So she started borrowing them behind my back, not wanting to admit that she was curious at first, and ended up having a really cool experience of her own. You can share, I guess, from your point of view. I can tell you that she was for sure a tired, cranky mommy, would be a nice way of putting it.
Okay, yeah, yes, I was. Hi, everyone. I'm Dre, as Josh introduced me before. I am a mom of 2. I just turned 40. In my mid 30s, before ketones, when we found them, I was just, I'd go to work all day, come home, and I was exhausted. I was like the couch, and that was it. There was no healthy meal on the table. There was no helping the kids with homework. There was, but it was like a snappy fight or something. I was just that moody, cranky. I just didn't have the capacity to deal with all of the things. When he brought this home, I didn't think I needed it. I thought it was just a weight loss thing. I had no idea what it really was. But when I saw him turn on, I knew I could use some of that, because I was, like he said, cranky, moody, tired, exhausted, always stressed out mom and wife. So I started drinking them, and the first things I noticed was clean energy, like not the kind where you are jittery or you have this big crash. It was amazing. I could wake up, have great energy, and all day come home from work and still give my kids and family the mom they deserved. I loved that. So I kept on drinking it for that reason alone. I loved the focus I had. My mood started to shift. I started to be nicer. My kids weren't scared of me. We were doing more homework together.
I wasn't scared either.
Yeah, it was good. So I continued to drink it because I love the way I felt. I didn't want to go back to the way I was feeling. And then I started noticing more benefits show up. Like I wasn't a slave to sugar anymore. I didn't have a bunch of weight to lose, but my health and nutrition was non-existent. I ate sugar, I drank pop, I drank alcohol. I just wasn't really 100% being the best I could be. So not even trying to focus on that, the ketones, all of a sudden I wasn't wanting, like Carrie said, I wasn't wanting all of those sugar and the carbs like I used to crave and want all the time. So that was awesome. But the biggest reason why I continue to drink ketones, I won't miss a day for going over 6 years now, is the hormonal balance and my solid sleep. Before ketones, I was dependent on sleep meds. I could not sleep. I would wake up exhausted, and that snowballed into all of these other problems I was having. So as soon as my sleep started to become like legit solid, I would go to sleep and wake up in the same position. Like he didn't bother me anymore.
She said, I'm starting to sleep like a dad.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does that even mean?
So,
apparently dads sleep better than moms, I guess.
Yeah. So for me, it's the sleep and the hormonal balance. I mean, I'm no longer that cranky, moody, you know what. My hormones have balanced so much. Like I don't even suffer from adult acne anymore, which was a huge battle throughout my whole 30s. So I'm just forever grateful for this. It's because what started out as a fat loss journey for Josh has turned into so much more for our entire family. My kids have been drinking it, like he said. My youngest, it helps with his focus and his attitude 100%. And he can sit in a classroom all day long and come home with good reports, which is great. And my oldest, he's been able to lose 25 pounds without even trying to do this strict diet. It was just being consistent with ketones and walking every day. My 15-year-old has learned what it took us in our 40s to learn. So we're just super grateful for this drink and community and what it's done for us.
Yeah, that's amazing. So like that's a little bit of a background kind of on us and how we got here. Over the last 6 years, we've been able to be a part of this amazing community, work with a lot of people, helping them to hit their goals. A lot of people drink ketones for a lot of different reasons. And there's a huge community built in here of people that have gotten the results that other people are looking for. There's a lot of really good resources and support. And so we're really grateful and blessed to be in a position to pay forward what we've experienced and be able to kind of bring that to more people that are interested. I think it'll be great to hear, from you guys what some of your favorite things about ketones are. I would love to for sure answer any questions that anybody has. We can explain, do a little kind of Q&A if you guys would like or find that helpful. I can also explain kind of some different ways that you can get ketones because we have a program where you can get your ketones for free. We have a smart ship program where they're deeply discounted. So I'm happy to cover that if you guys feel that would be valuable. I want to be super respectful of your time and make sure that we deliver a lot of value.
So I think that would be amazing to definitely cover that, because I know when Erica and I started drinking ketones, we didn't realize we actually needed them, right? So we've been drinking them, as I had said earlier, for 20 months now. Introduced by Maddie and Brendan. You know, Maddie just reached out to Erica and said, "Hey, you know, would you and Bill be interested in trying ketones?" And we're like, I mean, honestly, we'll try anything once. But what is it, and why would we need it, and all of the things? And yeah, we'll try it. And I mean, it actually goes down in history as probably almost a bit comical at this point. But we actually shared what is referred to as the 10-day drink ketones challenge box, right? So 20 packs of ketones. You can spread it out over 20 days, because if you start with just one a day, which you can do, you can go on a 20-day journey and experience putting your body into ketosis. But we decided, no, we're just going to try it, taste it, see if we even like it, and, you know, see what it does. And the journey that we went on, we decided to start to drink them, but not share with one another how we were feeling. And that was kind of important to us, because like a placebo effect, or like, well, if she's experiencing something and I'm not, that will then, like, I don't know if it's working, or if I'm having an experience and she's not, then she's going to be like, well, why isn't it working for me? So we actually didn't say anything to each other. We were going to go through 10 days of that. I think we lasted 3 or 4 days, and I finally looked at her. I'm like, so can we talk about what's going on here? And Erica's like, why, are you feeling something? I'm like, yeah, are you? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, let's talk, because we're about to run out. I didn't want to run out of ketones, because it was just as Josh had described, the mental clarity for me. Erica kind of, you know, I'll let you kind of tell your story, but I mean, I was just present. I still kind of do have a pretty stressful consulting business, where I got to be on my A game, you know, mentally, and just how I was getting through my days, and how Carrie had said, just the energy to, like, well, like, my day's done, I can do a load of laundry, I can play with the kids, like, and so, and what came with it, to be frank, you know, and maybe we didn't have a ton of fat to lose. We did, though. You know, I shedded 20 pounds of fat and felt amazing doing it, and started to move my, at that time, 45-year-old butt around, and get moving and doing a little exercise now that I had the energy to. And it just was an amazing start. But I remember the pause, saying to Erica, get Maddie on the phone, because what is in here? Is it crack? Is it sugar? Like, what is it? We didn't know what ketones were, but now we very much know what they are. And we also very much know that everybody really ought to be in ketosis and have that optimal experience. And so our experience has been just that. I mean, just from the get-go, lots of energy and all of the benefits that come with that.
And everything that Bill said is spot on for me. I align with so much of how Dre described herself, because our ages align maybe a little bit in the realm where we just are maybe that later in life hormonal and crabby mom syndrome, like all of that stuff was totally legit. But when Dre says, like, the sleep part, I mean, we literally laugh at that, but Bill will constantly say, okay, like the other morning he goes, listen to this. He videotapes me sleeping. And I wake up, I'm like, what, you did that again? And I am literally sawing logs. And I'm like, there is no way.
Like
sure enough, that's me. I know I sleep that good, but it's unbelievable that I am in the deepest sleep.
Yeah.
So.
I have a big question.
Jump in.
Like I said, I have ordered mine, but I have not started yet. And I've been following Carrie on TikTok, and I knew when she started talking about it that I felt she's so authentic to me. So I knew I could trust what she was doing. But I am diabetic, and I have done some research on it, and I feel positive that I'm going to be okay. But have y'all had any research on diabetics doing ketones, and what are your thoughts or concerns?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. Curious, type 1 or type 2?
Type 2.
Okay, so first I have to preface any question like this with, I'm not a doctor and I can't give medical advice. What I will tell you though is, one, I always recommend checking in with your doctor, right? It's ultimately your decision, but I think it's important to bring in the people that are providing care for you in a decision like that. I also will tell you that we have many, many people in our community that are type 2 that use the product and do really well with it. I will tell you that type 1s, it's a little bit trickier because they can't control their insulin at all. And there can be some different things that can come into play that wouldn't necessarily come into play for a type 2. And here's another thing, you can lean into it, right? So I'm sure if you're monitoring your levels, and I wish I could tell you all of the amazing things that I've seen firsthand and the great experiences, it just wouldn't be medically compliant or responsible to make those types of claims. But I will tell you, it's a very good question. And the other thing is we have some really good resources. We have some really good research and different doctors that work with us. And if you're open to it, we can add you to our group Experience Ketones as an example. It's a Facebook group, and you can go right in the group and type in like type 2 diabetes and immediately get connected to several resources that'll speak to that in a level better than I personally could, or really anything that you can think of. Honestly, you can type in and there'll be something connecting you. And there's a bunch of other cool stuff in that group. There's a ton of value in there. So that's one thing I would recommend, as well as we can connect you with some additional resources. But I will tell you again, with type 1s, it's more the function of when there's no insulin being produced and they have to wear a pump, regulating ketoacidosis can be a bigger concern than for a type 2. So that's, I wish I could sort of speak a little bit more openly.
Well, I've been looking at a lot of YouTube videos of diabetics that are on ketones, and I think I saw one bad one, and maybe they were, I don't know. Everybody else seems to say that it lowered their blood sugar, and the same thing I'm hearing from you guys, lots and lots of energy, sleeping better. And that's what I'm looking for. I mean, yes, I want to lose weight, but I'm looking for, maybe leveling my blood sugar level, and also the energy and the sleep. Because like Carrie was saying, I almost have to take a Tylenol PM or something to sleep good, or NyQuil or something like that. And I want to get to the point that I don't have to do that.
Yeah,
that I want to just have a good night's sleep.
That makes a lot of sense. What I would tell you is just monitor your levels, keep an eye on things. If you have a real concern, ask your doctor. But we take care of my grandmother. She's 98. She's actually in the other room. I'm surprised you can hear us, and the TV's not at 150, but she is a type 2 diabetic. She's been using ketones since she's been under our care, and we've been living together and having an amazing response and really good results. I would just say, lean into it and just keep track of your levels and see, but I wouldn't say that there's anything to be concerned about. And just reach out to Carrie or whoever, and let's make sure we get you connected to some really great resources so you can kind of educate yourself through the process and make sure you're feel very informed and have the best experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I would love to just, share my process like Carrie has too.
Yeah, that would be amazing. You have, here, so one thing I'll just share with you too, since we're on and you're just getting ready to start. And by the way, I think there was some big weather that hit like the Midwest. So I saw something, there might've been a couple delays on some of the shipments, just one of those things. So please be patient, and
Sure.
I'm sure they'll be there soon. One of the biggest tips I would tell anybody starting ketones is, you'll find a lot of this in some of the resources that we discussed too, but I don't know if you're a big water drinker, but it's important to drink probably a little bit more water than you're used to. It really helps to keep the body hydrated. Whether you're doing a keto diet or drinking ketones, if you're in a state of ketosis, it can have a little bit of a diuretic effect. So we want to increase water, and then we highly recommend taking some type of an electrolyte daily. So Prove It has one. You don't have to, ours is really good, but you don't have to use ours. I mean, it might be Powerade Zero for you, or it might be Noon, or there's a million of them. But you will get, our goal is to make sure that you have the most premium experience, and these are a couple things we found that really help ensure that you'll get the best experience. So those will be a couple helpful tips. Is there any other questions you might have about using them, how to use, I mean, really anything? It's kind of neat that you have all of us here at your disposal, so you utilize us.
Well, no, I'm just waiting for the product. I'm excited to start it. I drink a lot of water already, so I don't think that's going to be an issue for me. Actually, that's usually my only drink, because I'm kind of an all or nothing. It's like I want to drink all the sweet stuff or nothing. So I drink the water. I mean, I have people laugh at me. It's like, oh, Dana's got to have her water, and I'm like, yep. So I do drink water like that, and I'm excited about the low carb. I love every vegetable that I can think of. So I'm not, and chicken, salmon, things like that. So I don't think I'm going to have an issue with that. So
that's great. And we have some really amazing resources as well. Some people literally just start drinking ketones, and that's great. Like, you're going to be better off doing that, and they will help to make better decisions much more effortlessly. And they're a heck of a recovery when we make decisions that aren't awesome all the time, because we live life and that's just the way it is. But we do have some really good programming for people that want it. We have this whole Core 4 initiative and all this great stuff. So my encouragement is to get as plugged in as you can and get, the product's great. And by itself, if nothing else, it does amazing things. But there's so much value that comes along within the community that helps to really make sure that people can get everything they hope for and more, that my encouragement would be to plug into that to whatever level that you like. But just make sure to ask us so we can make sure you're getting connected to all that great stuff.
absolutely. Thank you.
The other thing I would just mention is a lot of people will ask, well, when should I have it? The good news is you can't mess it up as long as you drink at least one of them a day. 2 is considered optimal, but you can start with 1 and then go to 2. You can kind of figure that out for yourself. Like Bill said, there's not really a right or wrong way. We've just found that optimal results usually are achieved with 2, but many people start with 1. But my biggest recommendation, and you'll get a thing, say like have it first thing in the morning, and I would encourage you to play with it a little bit because everybody's so different. So some people I was a very slow starter. I always joke I had a 2-hour commute from the coffee maker to the couch with a stop in the restroom and just couldn't get going. Some people hit a wall at 3 o'clock, or some people are just dead tired by the time they have to come home and be something for their family. So try it at a few different points in your day and see where it gives you the best leverage and where it really serves you. But the good news is you can't do it wrong as long as you're getting it in your system. And as well, we like to say mix it with 12 to 16 ounces of water. A lot of us prefer it with ice, like in a shaker cup. And you don't have to slam it for sure, but I wouldn't recommend sipping it over 3 or 4 hours because you're not going to get the same concentration or the same benefit. So those are just a couple helpful guidelines to make sure that you kind of get out of the gate with a good experience.
So on Carrie's first video, when she was slamming, no, just kidding. When you shook it, and was it you had too much water, or what happened?
I filled the whole damn thing up with water. I should have only like half filled it. I overfilled it. So like the taste was, because it's a pretty sweet, they're sweet flavors. So, and I did not taste that at all. Like I wasn't getting any ketones because
it was all water.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, but like I said, you can't do it if you like it more sweet, less water, less sweet. But just try to consume it within a reasonable window. The only reason I said don't slam it is sometimes when people first start, if you drink it too fast and your body's not used to ketones yet, it can have a little bit of a cleansing effect for some. Not everyone, but sometimes it can. People say, oh, I had to use the restroom or something like that. Okay, well, guess what? Most likely it was necessary, and that's just a product of the product doing what it's supposed to do.
It's doing its job.
But sometimes if people take it too fast, and it's not gonna, you'll have warnings, so I'm not trying to scare you, but
No, just don't drink it in the car and run red lights to get to the bathroom, right?
yeah, that's right. And it might not even ever come up, but I have to cover all the bases.
Sure.
The other thing that I would share with you, and then I'll for sure shut up and listen to any questions you have or anything anybody else wants to share, is there's a few different ways to have ketones, to order ketones. And so I'll just give you kind of a broad brush. You can be a customer, which is how most of us start. We order a challenge box and we get started. You can be a customer on what we call Smart Ship. And I will tell you that me personally, I've not been a huge fan of typical Smart Ship programs in the past because I feel like they aren't intended for our benefit, but more for the company, meaning they sort of lock you in. Pruvit's is not that way. It doesn't cost you anything to be a part of it. You could sign up for it today and cancel it tomorrow just by logging in and clicking a button. But if you're on it, you get a 22% monthly discount. And after your first order, it's anytime you order. It used to only be once a month, but now it's whenever you order. So that's really cool.
So let me make sure what you said, because I saw the smart ship. You're saying don't do that or do?
No, don't do it for sure. Sorry. I was saying, I'm sorry for being confusing. I was saying,
No, that's okay.
I'm not a fan of a lot of those types of programs.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's hard to get off. I'm especially proud of ours because it doesn't cost you anything to join. If you sign up for today, there's no obligation. You can cancel it tomorrow. But if you don't sign up for Smart Chip, you have to wait 30 days from the day that you sign up for it to get your next discounted order. So usually I tell people, look, just sign up for it now. Once you get your ketones and you love them, you'll already be on your way to your first discount. And if you don't, you just log in and cancel out and you're done. It won't even cost you a penny. But the other really neat part about Smart Chip is 22% monthly discount. After every 3 months on Smart Chip, we're gonna send you a free box on your 4th month, an extra free box. So it's like every 4 months like clockwork to your door. That's pretty neat. And then the really neat thing is we have a really cool referral program for our customers and our promoters. But if you are a customer on Smart Chip or a promoter on Smart Chip and you refer 2 others, you know, your mom and your sister, whatever, and they start ordering ketones, yours are free every month. So in addition to the free box every 4th month, like none of us on the street, except for maybe Carrie, because she's so new, have paid for our ketones in, I can't tell you the last time. I haven't paid for them in 6 years, or we haven't. And you don't have to be a part of the quote unquote business to participate in that. It's completely a free referral program for customers. So it's just something to be aware of. The free ones for sure taste the best. I can promise you they're my favorite kind.
Of course.
And then also by being on Smart Chip, it opens up some. So there's a website called what is it? Challenge.com, challenge.com/go. And that's for everybody. And when you it'll give you some good instructions and directives and stuff. And when you're a Smart Chip customer, it opens up another module, which will even give you some additional dietary stuff and just some cool stuff. So just more added value. So that's that whole thing. And then sort of the last iteration of all that is some of us choose to be promoters, which is exactly the same. You're a referrer, except that you can earn commissions and stuff like that too. But we're always happy. If that's something that you're ever curious about, we're always happy to have that discussion. Or even if it's like, hey, I'm liking this, I really want to get this stuff for free. We're all here to be in a position to serve and support you and or whoever in getting whatever they want out of this. And by the way, that's even if you're like, I don't want to share this with anybody, I'm going to be selfish, but I want to hit this goal for myself. How can you guys help me to make sure I achieve this? Like, that's what this is. I mean, yes, it's a business and there are transactions that occur, but we are super, like, this changed our lives. I'm speaking for us, and actually all of us, and we're super passionate about paying that forward and be in a position to support and serve and add value. And the one thing I know for sure is if we provide enough value and serve people at a high enough level, like the business part will take care of itself. So I say all that to say, please don't ever feel like I got my ketones, see you later. Like, no, it's welcome to the family. How can we help you to achieve your goals?
Right. Exactly. Well, when I ordered mine, I went under Carrie's TikTok and I think it said you were my referral. So hopefully that helps you. And then as soon as I get started, trust me, my whole family is going to hear about it.
It's hard not to tell. It's funny because
you
can't not tell people, really.
I hope they notice and say, what are you doing?
Dana, they will notice. That happens so often. Many people will start and they'll ask us like to have a secret pact with them and to have secrecy about it, and we respect that. And then 4 days later, they're like, I was grocery shopping and I just started talking to this lady across the apples about it. And I'm like, you did? What happened to our secret? Or people will just move forth and other people see it within you. So even if you choose to have a private journey, and we absolutely do respect that part, but watch out. It's private no longer when you walk into a place and you light up the room with your energy or your smile, or the weight will inevitably shift. And so people do see that. you know, you may have a certain goal of like, well, I didn't lose this much yet, but that 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 7 pounds is enough to celebrate. And people see that because weight they can believe in. But once you have that conversation with them past the weight and share the real value of ketones, which is really how you feel so much better on the inside and in your mind, and then the sleep and the other things we've all shared, you almost can't stop telling people.
Yeah. By the way, I meant to show you this earlier. I don't know if you guys can see this. This was us before ketones. I said we were a little bit different. Does that come through or not really?
Yeah,
Yes. Wow. Wow.
This one's probably
Wow.
a little bit better. I don't know.
No.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's changed. It's made a huge difference in our lives for sure. And then the funny thing is there's so many people like Bill and Eric and Eddie and Brendan have had body composition benefits, but none of them came to prove it going, well, I need to lose some weight for sure. But like, good luck trying to get them to stop drinking ketones. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's super exciting.
I'm very excited to get started. So
Dana, we're excited for you. Just, are you on Facebook, Dana?
yes.
And I'm not sure if you connected to Carrie and or Eric or I, or to the Better Bunch Facebook group.
Let me see if I can get it on my phone real quick.
I think Erica and or
I
Carrie,
was looking for my phone and I'm on it.
Carrie, I love you so much.
Something wrong with me. I
Dana,
swear.
I'll have Carrie will send you a link to join that Experience Ketones, because that'll be a really good resource for you in your spare time to be checking out those doctor videos. And just I refer to it as the encyclopedia of ketones. There's just so much information and there's so much research, and that's actually probably the coolest thing. Brendan and I, we have a lot in common in terms of being, actually Maddie, Brendan and I all went to the same college. So we have the same alum, and we were athletes in a former life of ours, but we kind of geek out a little bit on some of the science and the technology here. And so, you can just get lost in there, just like, what does ketones do for people with thyroid problems, and how do ketones affect blah, blah, blah. Like you can really, and it's,
Love it.
the cool thing about Prove It and this technology and the fact that it's governed by these 9 US patents is the technology is there's no competition. And what it does for your body from a health and wellness standpoint is mind blowing. And so we get excited because we kind of know what chapters 3 and 4 are for your journey. You just have to get to that point. But we're at the finish line waiting for you to get there, and we'll be like, yeah, see, told you so. now let's go tell all your friends. So it's going to be fun, but those groups, and then stay connected to us because you may have questions.
Yeah.
And
I truly want to. I want to stay connected. Absolutely.
I was actually going to suggest, if you're open to it, in addition to going in the group, Carrie or Bill or somebody, if you could get us all lumped into a messenger, like a Facebook messenger, that way you have us all at your disposal, and anything that comes up, we're there to make sure you get exactly what you need. And we can stay in touch, and more than anything, selfishly, like Bill said, we love to be a part of the journey and see it unfold, and that's a big reason that drives us to the commitment that we have in doing this. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Me too.
Cool.
Me too.
There is another anonymous user on the call too, and I don't know if that individual has access to chatting and or turning off the mic, but if you have any other questions, certainly you're free to ask as well. Other than that, Dana, did you have anything else that we could cover for you personally?
Nothing's coming to mind. I am just, like I said, about a week or so ago, just running across Carrie's video, it was just like, it just, hit me that this is what I need to do, because I've been feeling sluggish, not sleeping, no energy, anything like that. And I thought, okay. And then I saw your 10-day video, and I was just like, this is it. I'm signing up. So I did. And now I'm just excited to get started, because like I said, I'm so excited to have the energy and, everything. So thank you, Carrie, for that. So.
Oh, no problem. I hope it helps you as much as it's already helped me, and I feel like it's going to. So you message me anytime you need.
Okay.
I will also, if need be, I don't know how it's going to go, but we'll connect all of us together. And Bill and Erica have helped me anytime I got questions immediately. Bill and Erica, even if it's the most ridiculous thing, and they probably have thought, what the hell is she talking about? Or what is she thinking? But hey, they still help.
Well, and Josh has said it, it is about kind of paying it forward, because believe me, when we started, we reached out to Maddie and Brendan and Josh and Dre just as much as you did, because you just don't know all the things. And how can you, right? I mean, it's new. It's new for everybody who tries it. And so, but yeah, there's no question's a dumb question.
Do us one favor too, if you're open to it. Once we're all dialed in, even if you don't have a question right away, when you get your box, just hit the messenger, go, got it, just so we can know that you're
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Now, where do I do that at? On.
Well, somebody's going to connect with you on Facebook and put together a little messenger thread so that we're all riding together.
Awesome.
And Bill and Erica support it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, I definitely will, because I am looking forward to getting it and getting started as soon as possible. So I'm hoping today's Wednesday. I think I ordered it Monday evening. So hopefully the first of next week I'll see it.
Yeah, I mean, you're just right above us, and normally it's like a 3-day turnaround. It's not too bad, but just with some inclement and stuff, I don't know exactly, but yeah, it shouldn't be. I mean, it should be any day now. And by the way, you can log into your account that you created in the cloud,
Yes.
and actually go to manage order history, and there's a little icon. It'll show your order, and there's a little truck icon, and if you click that, it'll bring up the tracking stuff too.
Oh, awesome. I was wondering if I could track it. That'd be awesome. Okay, cool. Sure. Yes. Cool. And I'm probably more than likely, after talking to all of you guys, go ahead and sign up for the, what'd you call it? Smart Ship?
Smart Ship. I would recommend it just for the reason that you can, like I said, log in and cancel it. But at the same time, once you love it, you don't want to be like, man, I wish I would have done this 10 days ago because I'm ready for some more and I don't want to pay full price, because I don't recommend that to anybody.
Right. Because I was thinking in my head, like, I just want to make sure that it's a fit for me. But after a couple of days, I knew I would know and I could order it again. But I may as well just, like I said, I feel really, really good about this. And I appreciate all of your input. Thank you.
Good. And if you get hung up going through any of those, looking at that stuff, just hit any of us and we'll help you walk through it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know how to use it, so.
One of us for sure.
I'm just going to go ahead and be honest. I'm the last one you should ask about that.
No, wrong.
That's how this works. Well, that's the beauty of what we get to do, is it takes a village kind of approach. And so the newest person
Sure.
have to know everything to be able to share it with other people, except that they like it, because we have this whole community and village to support each other. And that's where the sharing part really gets exciting, with getting it free.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
I'm so happy we can spend some time together.
Yeah, likewise.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing everything you did with us, Dana. It's nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet all of you.
Yeah.
And Carrie, I'm just fangirling over you because I love you so much.
Have you been following her for a long time?
Oh, it's probably been a good 6 to 9 months. I'd have to go back and look.
Oh,
And,
Lord. So you've seen all kinds of things.
I've seen all kinds of stuff. And one of my best friends, he absolutely, he will forward videos of yours to me. And I'm like, I already follow her. I already saw it. And he's like, I know, but I loved it. I love her so much. And I said, me too. So, he won't believe that I've actually talked to you now. He'll be so jealous. So I'll have to get him on ketones.
You should be. No.
Carrie, I think you need to arrange like maybe an autographed something. Like, what do you got in your house? Like a coaster? You can send it over to Dana. Like something.
Yes, please.
All I got is clothes and hats. I can send you a hat.
Okay.
I got so many hats. It's not funny. I have a problem, like an issue.
Love it.
Okay.
love it. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing because you're awesome.
I'm gonna do my best, even though I've been dealing with all the hate lately. But you know me, I'm gonna keep on trucking whether they like it or
Push them
not.
all away. Push them all away. We don't need them.
TikTok done banned me once fully, so if they can't ban me, I mean, I was back. There's nothing they can do about it. They're gonna have to deal with me.
And I've been on it, but I've never done a video. I do it. I just watch it. So there's not a video of me out there, but.
Well, maybe this should be what makes you make a video.
Right? Maybe. Yeah. That I could share it. That'd be awesome.
There you go. Helping anybody that has any type of diabetes and telling them exactly what, pretty much do what I'm doing. Just go in with your flow.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
That'd be
Love
fun.
it. So.
Cool. Well, thanks everyone for jumping on. And I think so we'll go ahead and end this particular call. Carrie, thanks for thinking of this and throwing it out there. And Josh, Dre, Maddie, and Brendan, thanks for joining. And Dana, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet all of you.
And one of us will connect with you here shortly and get you on that message thread so that you know, as you do have questions, you've got access to all of us.
Okay, and I will keep you all posted as often as I can.
We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
All right, bye.
Everybody. Bye.
Bye now.